was funny. This is about a man who's kind of like trading his soul for eternal youth, and the actions that he is choosing to take after he finds out that his youth will not be compromised. So he will never look evil or dreadful. He will always be the charming young person, and he can do anything that he wants to do. This is very interesting. It's kind of like a social commentary on how looks can be deceiving in this society, even though this has been written in like the 1800s. I think 1891 or something. It's still quite the topic that is present in these times, modern times. And yeah, I really like the ending. At some point it was like a little bit long-winding for me, but still very good book, and I do recommend reading this around Halloween maybe, which is around the corner. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Also, by the way, listen to the sounds that this book is making. Because this has some water damage. I got this secondhand, and it sounds lovely, like old newspaper. You know that scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where Harry is leafing through Tom Riddle's diary? That's exactly how this sounds. Doesn't it? The second book that I read is Wilde Love by Elsie Silver, and I read it on my Kindle. That was a solid romance. I can't remember the names of the two people that were making love, but this was a very good book. It was about a man who comes into a small town to build up a recording studio, and how he gets involved with the sister of his best friend that he also kind of like grew up with and always had feelings for. So yeah, this is spicy and I enjoyed it. So this is also 4 out of 5 stars. I never read Elsie Silver before, so this was the first book. I'm not planning on reading the other Rose Hill books because I don't know, I'm not a big book series person, but this was nice because it had some musical topics. Sorry, I'm not very good at like talking and tapping at the same time, like multitasking. No, not today, not today. Also on my Kindle I first Emily Henry book. Oh yeah, this is about Harriet and... oh god, what's his name? I don't know. Harriet and her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. They were dating a long time. Then they got engaged and then they broke up. But they haven't told any of their friends that they broke up, and now they have to go on summer vacation without telling them. I gave this one 4 out of 5 as well. Big surprise here. Yeah, it was a good read, but just not one that would stay in my mind for very long after reading it, you know. It was not surprising and kind of like, you know, the reason why, like I never got the reason why they couldn't tell their friends that they broke up. Like, come on, you're adults, just communicate. I don't know. I read The Angel's Game by my favorite author, Ruiz, Zafón. I think this is the second book in the series. The first one was The Shadow of the Wind, which is one of my all-time favorite books. And this one was very, very good as well. This is no surprise because I love Zafón's writing style. I'm in love with these books. Okay, so this is also set in Barcelona. It's about an author that gets contacted by a mysterious person and needs to write a book for him. I'm not gonna go into too much details. I'm very bad at like describing plots, sorry. But the atmosphere in this book, like, it's just lovely. It's just dark and mysterious and gothic. I think these are gothic books. And there are just little scenes that's literally stuck in my mind. Like, I cannot get these scenes out of my head because there's not really, like, there's this one pairing of people. They are never officially in love, but you can tell how much love they have for each other. Like, in between the lines, you know. It's just written so emotionally well. And I think I even cried at the end. Yeah, it's beautiful. Sorry. 4.5 out of 5. Because the book that this author is supposed to write is kind of like a Bible, like something like a Bible, and there was a lot of talk about religion and philosophical topics that I couldn't get behind, but still, very good book. And you can see I made a lot of annotations, or I put in a lot of tabs. I never write in my books, but tabs to mark the best scenes and the best writing. So yeah, really thoroughly enjoyed this one. And I also read the third book in the series, which is The Prisoner of Heaven. This also was very good, a little bit on the shorter side. Also, of course, it's the same writing style, 4.5 out of 5 stars as well. It was so funny. Like, the way Zafón is writing these people, this was about the most funny character in the whole series, so I knew that coming in to reading this, that this would be a blast. But yeah. Also, the chapters in this book were very, very short, so I flew through it. And yeah, it's the background story of one of the main characters in the series. And yeah, it was very well romance. And it's about a young lady who has lost half of her soul. It was taken from her, and yeah, this is the story how she becomes friends with the town's magician, and he kind of helps her to get her soul back, and they also have to solve a societal problem like a Knoll. This is about Ted Bundy, and it's set in the 70s. So the girl, the protagonist, is living in the same sorority where Ted Bundy killed 3 people, 3 girls, I think. And how she kind of works with a journalist to get this man, basically, to get Ted Bundy behind bars. And they find out that the police was very messy throughout the whole process of finding him and getting him to justice. I mean, it was very interesting. It's a thriller, obviously. Is it a thriller? I'm not sure. Not really, just at the beginning. Yeah, it was just very hard to read for me because I'm a very aesthetic person. I have to have a lot of descriptions of how the world that these characters live in is like sounding or looking or smelling. I just have to have that in order to be able to get into this book. But I don't feel like there was a lot of sense-bound imagery in this book, so it made it hard to read, and the dialogue was very stiff. I don't know, it was just not my cup of tea. So yeah, I'm not gonna read this any further. I did not enjoy this one. And then I had a soft DNF, which I might pick up later. It's A Witch in Time by Constance. So yeah, this is about, like, I guess she's a witch, right? It says a witch in time, but I think she's like a half witch who gets reborn again and again. But she herself does not know that she has already lived once. Like, her soul only makes herself known when she's around in her 20s somewhere. I can't remember. But and yeah, she has help of like a demon that she also kind of like falls in love with every time, and he has to help her remember or something, or he's helping her remember her past lives. And I mean, the concept is really cool, and the author is describing the past lives in like mixed up variations. Like, you have one chapter in this timeline, then you have one chapter in the other timeline, and so your brain just has to really connect the dots and get behind the storylines. You have to really think what happened and in this life and in that life, you know. And yeah, I don't know, I think it was like the 4th story line, I just quit because my brain couldn't get behind it. It was just too complicated for me. Maybe I was just not in the mood or something, but yeah, I just did not want to pick it up again. Okay, I hope you enjoyed these books that I recently read, and if you have also read these, please comment down below your thoughts. And also, if you have any books that are similar to the ones that I loved, please give them to me. Give me all your book recs, okay? You can never have enough books. So, thank you so much for watching.